Welcome. Today I want to talk to you about something that breaks my heart. And here's the thing. I know a lot of you on the fertility journey think that you have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on IVF because IVF is your last hope. And I disagree, and maybe in your case it is, but if you don't have a physical problem, you want to look into the body-mind connection because science proves that body-mind work and hypnotherapy more than doubles the chances to success and conceive your baby. And yes, it makes sense because if there is an emotional problem, and a lot of times you don't know that, those subconscious fears, they are not obvious. Maybe you have a fear that, for example, after you gave birth of your first child and it was really, really hard, you fear that that happens again. Or if you have a child that had a problem after birth, you fear that that happens again. Or if there's been a stillborn, you fear that that happens again. And those fears are kind of under the surface. Or maybe you've had an abortion, or maybe you have a miscarriage, or maybe you fear that you lose your career where you've worked so hard to get that together. And how do you combine motherhood and having a baby? Or maybe you fear that you can't get your body back in shape as it's now. Or maybe you fear that the connection with your husband won't be as good as you have it now. So there's so many fears, and they are the undercurrent. And what is so interesting is those fears affect the body. Your emotional body is seamlessly connected to your physical body. And you may think that's a complete new concept, but think about it. All these war veterans that come back and they have seen a lot of trauma, and that gets into their body, and they suddenly have problems, neurological problems, or digestive problems, or sleeping problems. We have no idea how much the emotional body is connected to the physical body, and that's where I want to give you a lot of hope. And I've seen clients who've spent thousands and thousands of dollars on IVF, and they keep trying IVF, and IVF doesn't work. And obviously, no, it doesn't work, because you can't bypass the emotional body. If there's no issue and it's really a physical problem, yes, IVF is great. I'm not against IVF because I have a lot of clients that do IVF. But to combine with body-mind work, science proves that it more than doubles your chances. And what breaks my heart is that I see women keep trying it over and over. One of my clients, she did like 8 IVFs and she spent so much money. There is hope. Think about it. What are your thoughts? Is there anything in your emotional body that you can think of that is not completely aligned? I see 100% of my clients that there is not a complete alignment to motherhood, and there's fears in the way. And the beautiful thing is, when you release the deeper fears, your body pops open into conceive mode. And that's where there's the hope. And that's where's my heartbreak, that women think the last resort is IVF and they can't afford IVF. IVF isn't your last resort. It's an option if there's a physical issue going on. If there's an emotional issue, look deeper and don't try harder and don't try every month. I said to one of my clients, if you have a car in the yard and it doesn't start, are you every month trying to start up the car and hope it's going to work? No, it's not. Right? Does that make sense? You have to look deeper, and you want to find the reasons that block your fertility. I've seen it over and over with my clients. When we find the reason that blocks their fertility, their body opens up and it resets. It resets the body in conceive mode. Some women, they don't have a period anymore, but there is emotional reasons. And when they start doing the body-mind work, suddenly they have a period again. Their cycle becomes regular. Or when you really, really don't believe it anymore, but you start to reset your mind with daily tools and exercises. When you want to build trust back into your body, you don't have that. You need daily tools and daily ways to reset your body. And I would love to help you. Go to getpregnantnow.com. I've made the Welcome to Your Baby series where I explain more about the number one block that blocks your baby from conception. And I truly believe that every woman who longs to have a baby deserves to have a baby in her arms. Subscribe to the channel below so weekly you can get my videos and tips to help you conceive. I wish for you to become a happy mom.